like a futuristic city. A huge boat floats in the nighttime sky, and tropical plants emit a fantastic light. Singapore attracts overseas tourists with the power of design. Tokyu Hands opened its first store in Singapore in September 2014. It is apparent the selection of various goods and daily necessities popular in Japan has also caught on in Singapore. The store has seen more than double the number of customers originally anticipated. Sticky notes resembling gift wrapping paper to put on small presents and stickers with Japanese writing are very popular with young consumers. Products unique to Japan surprise consumers with their novelty. I saw very unique and creative items I've never seen before in Singapore. The name Raffles Hotel is synonymous with the perception of an upscale resort. Japanese design-focused products are also sold at the locally funded store next door. Foundry is a boutique that imports furniture and interior decor of excellent design from overseas, particularly from Northern Europe. The shop imports a variety of interior decor from Japan, such as clocks.
For Japanese products, is that it shares many of the things that we believe in. A simplistic style of design. Also, the materials used are quite natural, and we like that.
However, even if the concept and function were good, some products have been modified because the design does not suit Singapore.
So we worked with this Japanese designer. This Japanese designer already designed something like that, but the original design was a little bit different. Actually, a US dollar note. I told him to change the graphics.
In Singapore, there is a trend to actively collaborate with overseas designers to develop products that match local preferences. The Singapore National Design Center, which opened in March 2014, is becoming a base for that collaboration. In October, Japan became Singapore's first partner country, accepting a request from the Singaporean government, and a major exhibition was held to showcase the characteristics of Japanese design. Oki Sato, a designer who has earned great respect overseas as well, was welcomed as general producer.
It's not the superficial aspects, but what's hidden underneath. It's an element akin to the spiritual nature of creating things, such as the meticulousness of the craftsman. You can't see it, but that's the focus of the creation. That pride in crafting is the true essence of Japanese design.
To present design functions that are usually hidden, Mr. Sato used mirrors to show the underside of products and cut products open to reveal their internal construction. Though at a glance these look like ordinary cups and saucers, in fact, the cups have been given a mirror finish to reflect the pattern of the saucers. The graphic design calculates the distortion of the cup's curved surface. Mr. Sato utilized the entire exhibition site to illustrate the true nature of Japanese creation, which is hidden and indiscernible at a glance.
Here, too, there appears at first to be stairs, but actually, this area is entirely level. What looks to be 4 pillars when viewed from above is really only a single pillar. Everything is flat.
On the final day, business discussions were held between local buyers and the 40 small and medium-sized companies from Japan that set up exhibits. This is a design company from Kanazawa, Age Design. The president, Mr. Inagaki, exhibited what appears at first to be a normal small dish. But a cherry blossom blooms when soy sauce is poured into it. Japan is notable for being the first to incorporate design into everyday utility. The buyer listens to the explanation with a smile. There was also a young buyer with a suggestion that surprised a participating Japanese company.
Creating new pieces with him using washi.
Mr. Taniguchi, president of a washi manufacturer, listened to the suggestion.
I think it's a good plan.
The designer and shop owner, Edwin, spoke enthusiastically, saying he fell in love with the washi decor he saw at the exhibition. He suggested collaborating with Mr. Taniguchi.
Collaborate with him. I'm an industrial designer myself. I want to learn, understand his process, to collaborate with him, to make something new.
I'd like you to think not just about Singapore, but about a foundation for communicating with the world.
The two made comments after the business discussion concluded.
I think it's great. Usually buyers purchase products as objects. It seems as if he wants to use Japanese craftsmanship to make Singaporean designs.
This is very important partnership with us. So in a way, working with the Japanese makers and labels is an identity for Super Mama. Please come to my opening, okay?
Super Mama has just opened its second store in the Singapore Art Museum, the place famous for showcasing her contemporary art. Its representative work is Aritayaki, called the Singapore Icon Series. It is a popular product that sells out every time a new piece is released. The authentic Aritayaki has been designed by a Singaporean and crafted entirely in Japan. The Merlion, Marina Bay Sands, and the Weeping Man, who is the founding father of Singapore, Lee Kuan Yew. Each is an icon familiar to Singaporeans. Edwin loves traditional Japanese crafts, so why didn't he simply import Aritayaki as is?
Not just Aritayaki, but more Japanese craft. There's always a distance. There's always like, wow, it's Japanese craft. And they don't dare to go in. Yeah, so one of my purpose is to make them draw. That's why if you look at...
This is Edwin's favorite design.
They may think that this is, what is this? They're just lines, it doesn't make sense. Many Singaporeans, straight away they'll say, this is HDB, this is HDB.
When asked about HDB, Edwin goes outside, leading the way to HDB nearby.
Over here, so HDB.
HDB are housing complexes where 80% of Singaporeans live. They can be purchased at a low price by citizens and are home sweet home to Singaporeans.
Yeah, every time you look at HDB, for most people, it's coming home. It's coming home. We grow up in HDB. We play in HDB. We have long corridors. We know our neighbors. Hopefully, this will continue.
This young Singaporean designer has been introduced to traditional Japanese crafts and is working on creating new works of art. The governments of both countries plan to encourage these new sales channels. Japanese manufacturers come to Singapore and collaborate with Singaporean designers to pioneer new sales channels here.
We see Singapore as a hub, a gateway to Asia in that sense, and also a gateway to the rest of the world. So we are really looking at the collaboration between Singapore designers with the Japanese craftsmen and the Japanese manufacturing companies.